Hey guys, it's Nate, aka the Foot Accountant. Welcome back to the channel. EA is cooking up something absolutely wild for Foot Birthday in FC 26, as the new concept that the leakers were talking about has now been revealed, and it's nothing like any of us could have imagined. We're going to discuss the viral tweet that is going around and why it seems to me that this new concept for Foot Birthday is going to absolutely destroy the market because of how it seems like people are going to be buying a lot of cards and turning them untradeable. We're going to discuss all of that and, of course, the fantasy upgrades that were dropped yesterday, including the FPL cards. Of course, if you guys chose those FPL cards from the Easy Rush objective, those games are happening yesterday, today, and tomorrow, and that means players like Matisse Tell, who I chose, and Brendan Aronson are playing for upgrades, and some of those upgrades are already confirmed. Let's discuss, guys. We have a lot to talk about. If you're excited for this one, drop a thumbs up to the video, hype the video, and of course, subscribe if you are new. Now, we're going to start with those fantasy FC upgrades because that was really where a lot of the hype was. And we've got some cards going up crazy amounts in price, and we've got other cards doing the exact opposite. A card that's going up right now because of his crazy upgrade is Bruno Fernandes. He got a 5-star weak foot boost, a +1 overall, and 2 base playstyles, which I believe they gave him finesse and intercept. Literally the 2 best playstyles, or 2 of the best playstyles that this card could have gotten. He has gone up from about 2 million coins to 2.5 to 2.6 million coins at this very moment in time. Again, really good upgrades makes these cards go up, but I'd still be a little careful holding on to a card like this because, yeah, he's got a 95.8 footbin rating and he looks cracked, but he only has one more upgrade that he can obtain, and that is just the 10 goal upgrade, which of course does take a face stat to 99, but still, with what's upcoming for birthday, I still think that a lot of these cards that got upgraded yesterday that went up big time in price, it would be a good time to sell. Another card that's going up in price is Kevin Schlotterbeck. He's extinct at 75,000 coins after EA gave him Anticipate Plus and a 5-star weak foot as well. What a card for 75,000 coins. This guy was like 40, 50K, even lower than that before he got the upgrade, and almost instantly after his upgrade yesterday went up to max price. And I think a lot of people now are holding on for EA to update his price range so that people can sell this card. Personally, 75K is a good amount of coins for a card that was about 50K yesterday, and before that was about 30,000 coins. But again, with those 2 playstyle pluses, you could very much argue that he is worth more than 75,000 coins. Make sure you take a look at the Footbin tracker here for the fantasy cards to watch all of the upgrades that happened yesterday. You had some upgrades that didn't go so well, like this Antoine Semenyo getting whipped pass and relentless playstyle. So sure, his card is still very good, but unlike Bruno Fernandes and that Kevin Schlotterbeck card, his price has gone down. I know it says he's up right there, but if you take a look at his graph, yesterday before the upgrades, he was 1.5 million coins, dropped all the way down to 1 million, and is in the late night hours of rarity, rebounded up to 1.2 mil, probably going to drop a little bit more today. But we're going to talk about the market and a lot of player prices that we expect to go down. One last upgrade to talk about really quick, Joao Cancelo getting a +1 overall, which is very, very nice, and he's only now 3 club goals away and a couple of defensive contributions away from getting a 5-star weak foot, hopefully, and 1 face stat to 99. I guess there's one more upgraded card that I do want to discuss. That would be Joao Felix. He was the first card to get a 99 stat, I believe, from the players that can get them, and he got dribbling as a 99 stat, which is his highest stat on his card that he had previous to the 99 boost getting boosted up. So that's usually what EA does, is they give you a 99 stat in your highest stat so that it makes the card less exciting or whatever. It's like kind of the easiest option for them to choose. So for Felix, he got 99 dribble, and there's a few cards that are still trending towards that 10 goal mark, so that's something to watch very closely. Now, the other FPL fantasy cards that we have in this game are starting to get upgrades as well. Well, not actually get upgraded yet, but they're starting to earn upgrades. Of course, yesterday we had 4 Premier League games, and one of the cards that I chose, Brendan Aronson, is getting the smallest upgrade from those games. He's only getting a +2 overall because he scored 2 points, but Dewsbury Hall and Jimenez from Bournemouth are getting max upgrades. Huge opportunity for upgrades, even with some extra Evos. If you guys put the Dewsbury Hall or the Jimenez, like we looked at in yesterday's video, into some Evos, big opportunity for boost there. Of course, you're kind of playing with fire a little bit, trying to boost the card up before they get a boost. It might actually hurt them or it could help them. Who knows, right? But those cards are getting some upgrades. Kirkes is getting a +4 overall as well. The question that I have is, when is EA going to upgrade these cards? Are they going to upgrade them every single day after the day's games? Because, of course, you had games yesterday. You have a lot of games today, and you have one game tomorrow on Thursday. Or is EA going to wait to upgrade them all at the end of the week, maybe something like that? So that's kind of the situation. I tweeted out this Dewsbury Hall yesterday. If you have this card, I would say it's very worth it to do the wall in the back Evo twice at the very least, because he's not going to get +10 defending on a +5 overall. I would also think that the bulking season evolution might be good for him as well, going up from 80 physical to 90. I mean, you do have the reinforced as a part of this chain here, but like we talked about yesterday, he's going to get a second playstyle plus, and whatever second playstyle plus he gets will probably overwrite that enforcer plus or make it go away, and the upgrade will change it. If it's Tiki Taka, you'd rather have Tiki Taka than enforcer, but you might be able to get the stats higher than 85 defending and physical with evolutions. That's basically what we're doing with that Dewsbury Hall. So watch out for the games today. We'll be taking a look at that a little bit later. Now, that's only the first part of yesterday's content. We got to take a look through the actual content that we had yesterday. Another training camp evolution, a FUT birthday Evo. The first FUT birthday card design that we've seen in the game here is called Birthday Warm-Up, and over the next 3 days of training time, you can take a player to 5-star skills, 5-star weak foot. So it is very nice. It's max 87. The only bad thing is it's 60,000 coins, and that's kind of the issue that I have with it. Actually, the quicker that you put somebody into this evolution, the sooner you're going to get it, right? Because this is a time-gated, a time training camp Evo, right? So it's 3 days of training time, where if you haven't started this like I have, the longer you wait, the longer you're going to have to wait to actually get that card. So people who are putting cards into this right away after content yesterday was the shortest wait you could possibly have for that Evo, but that was it for yesterday's Evo content. And then into SBCs, where there was some new content for sure, but it was glitchy. I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but around the content drop yesterday, there was a lot of server problems. EA even had to tweet because there were so many, and a lot of people were wondering, where is the Fantasy FC Team 2 upgrade and the 83x14? There were the new SBCs from yesterday. They were like not showing up for some people, but it really wasn't that big of a day of SBC content, so hopefully they're showing now. I think EA said that it has been fixed. It was the companion app and the web app that were really, really glitchy yesterday with the servers, and the menus even on console were a bit slow. But for an 85 rated squad and an inform, you get a Fantasy FC Team 2 upgrade. It is worth trying. And then the 83-14, I'm doing every single one of those every day, and I'm stacking those, starting to build up a small but trying to make it mighty pack stash for this promo FUT birthday. We got 9 83x14s. Going to try to save every single one of those through the rest of the week. Got a couple more season pass packs, and then my grind this week is getting as many objective packs as we possibly can, especially through the gauntlet. Was working on some gauntlet games yesterday and was getting pretty far in that one. I still have to get the perfect round and just win a couple more games to get all of these packs here, and we will be good to go and done with the gauntlet. Still love the gauntlet. That was a lot of fun. Just got to get that elusive 3 in a row. Now, really quickly, since we're talking about SBCs here, I do want to mention fodder. We talked about investing in fodder over the weekend, even yesterday. 85s, if you invested, freaking G's. We're looking at 2,500 coins for all these 85 rated cards. And honestly, they should keep going up today, because again, how many people are saving packs right now? A lot of people. That means that less of these cards are getting packed, but people still need them for SBCs, and the prices continue to rise. Same thing with 88s. We're at 8,000 coins after we talked about buying these at 6K on Sunday. Very nice rise there. I think you could sell fodder today into tomorrow if you would like to. In the past couple of weeks, Division Rivals Rewards has made some of the lower rated 85 to 87 rated fodder drop a little bit at Rivals. I think you could take the money before that if you wanted to, or you could keep holding for maybe a potential spike Friday night after a drop, a potential spike after that Friday night when maybe there's some big SBCs out. We will just have to see and monitor that situation. But if you want to sell fodder, I would recommend selling 85s, 6s for sure in the next day or so. 87s and above, you can hold on to. I think I would hold continually onto the 89, 90s, and 91s until we learn a little bit more about how much maybe that Frankie DeYoung and other FUT Birthday SBCs are going to be priced at. Now, we got to get straight into the FUT Birthday news because little did we know, but this loading screen that EA dropped yesterday actually kind of gave us a hint to what this new concept that the leakers have been teasing for the past couple of days was actually going to be. This is the viral tweet that is going everywhere right now, and everybody's talking about it because it is just legit crazy. This changes the entire FUT Birthday promo and what we think of it because we've never seen this before. Guys, FUT Birthday players that are going to be coming in packs will not have any playstyle pluses on this loading screen here. Again, at the bottom for Alan St. Maximin, Ronaldo, and the other Spanish right wing who I can't think of at the moment, Lamine Yamal, obviously. How can I think of him? They show question marks by their playstyle pluses, and then below them is all playstyle pluses. How do we not put two and two together that might be what's going on here? And it is. FUT Sheriff says that we will be able to build our own perfect playstyle plus combination while these cards are in packs through Evos. So that makes perfect sense the way he's explaining it. You pack or you buy one of these FUT Birthday cards on the market, you put it through an evolution to give them the two playstyle pluses that you want. How simple does that seem and how crazy does that seem, right? It seems crazy and just wild. But I have so many questions because sure, it does kind of seem like the Future Stars or the Future Stars Academy or the Team of the Year Evos where it was kind of like the build your own sort of situation where you could piece together the card. We just got through that, right? With the Future Stars Academy, that's probably the best example where you got to piece together what playstyles you wanted, the weak foot or skills, and then the playstyle pluses, even the stat boost. But this is like the promo cards that we're chasing in packs don't even have playstyle pluses. Hopefully they have base playstyles, but they don't have pluses. And then we, through evolutions, put the playstyle pluses on them. That is just, it's kind of hard to wrap your mind around. And like I said, I have so many questions. I saw Nepenthes make a great tweet yesterday with a bunch of questions, but I've got three main ones that I just got to think through. And if you guys have questions, drop them down below in the comments. We need to have a bit of a discussion about this before we learn exactly how this is going to go. It's kind of like mind-blowing in a way. My first question is, are these Evos that we'll be putting these FUT Birthday cards into paid or are they free? If there's going to be this many cards in packs for this promo, I sure hope that they're free because it's going to take a lot of coins, even if they're like the Rolls Evos. Remember how we just had those Rolls evolutions that just expired where it was 10,000 coins to put all Roll plus pluses on the position of the player in that evolution? Those are great Evos. If all of these for playstyle pluses are going to be 10,000 coins, or if like Intercept Plus is 50K, and Quick Step Plus is 25K, and Long Throw is like 5K, you know what I mean? Like something like that. I don't like that. I think all these Playstyle Plus Evos should be free if that's the only way that we can put them on these cards. And are these Evos going to be like limited? Are we only going to be able to put a certain number of FUT Birthday cards through these Evos? I hope not either, because that just means that these cards on the market will have a lot less value. That's one of my second questions. Are these Evos out for the entire year? Because if this Lamine Yamal with no playstyle pluses is on the market in July, then what use does he have? It's kind of a really interesting scenario with these promo cards, because usually with promo cards, you know, you use them for weeks after the promo is gone because they're still pretty good, especially that the fact that all these cards are going to be 5-star, 5-star. But these FUT Birthdays are really just going to be seen as Evo cards unless the actual Evos that we put onto these players for their playstyle pluses are out for the rest of the year. And if that is the case, these cards are going to be great investments because you're going to be able to evolve them for the rest of the year. Let's say, you know, this Jamie Vardy's on the market and you want to create a sick version of Jamie Vardy, like, you know, in a month from now. you're going to be able to do that if his card is still on the market and those Evos are still there. Like, that's one of the questions that I have. The third question that I have is, does EA really want to crash the market this bad? Because, guys, I don't know if this has made sense and kind of like clicked with you yet, but if all of these cards are going to be evolvable because they don't have playstyle pluses and they're going to need to be evolved, there's going to be a lot of people that buy them off the market and then put them into the evolutions. And that almost feels like what EA is leading you to do with this promo. And guys, what we know right now, unless something crazy is going to change and would create a whole bunch of other problems on the market, all of the players that you evolve become untradeable. So if I put a tradable, like this is a Cogni card right here, if I put this tradable card into this evolution, he becomes untradeable. Why would it be any different for these cards? And if you think about it, people are going to be buying cards like the Lamine Yamal, like the Jolinton, like the Aubameyang, and they're going to be turning them untradeable, whether they know about it or not, through these evolutions. That is going to really take a lot of the coin value off of the market. Like, think about that. You spend 1 million coins for that Lamine Yamal, and then boom, those coins are gone. You don't get them back. I mean, you see on the market now, the Vieira and the Henry Winter Wild cards, how many people buy these cards for evolutions. I mean, you just take a look at the prices of these cards. They've gone up so much in value. It's because people are putting them into Evos, right? That is going to happen with this as well, and that's going to crash the market, and that's going to hurt a lot of player prices. So I'm really curious to see how that is going to work, and unless EA do allow these players to come out of the Evos as tradable, that's going to lose to the market a lot of coins. Now, if EA allows these cards to stay tradable, that would be completely changing their evolution system. Guys, like, I think this has a 0.01% chance of happening, if I'm being completely honest. They'd have to change their whole evolution system, and what you would end up doing and end up seeing is, for Lamine Yamal, for example, you would have a Foot Birthday Lamine Yamal on the market. Some of them would have no playstyle pluses. Others of them would have Quick Step and they'd have Rapid. Other ones would have Rapid and Finesse. Others would have Finesse and Tiki Taka. You'd have 100+ different versions possible of the same Lamine Yamal on the game, on the market, because of the playstyle pluses. Like, thinking that through, I don't think EA wants to have that happen as well. That would make complete chaos on the market. That would be really good for trading, though, because if you think about it, a Finesse plus Tiki Taka Lamine Yamal might sell for a bit more than like a Rapid and low driven Tiki, version of Lamine Yamal sort of situation. So I don't think these cards are going to be made tradable after they're evolvable. That's just my take. We will have to see. But that's kind of my third question, is how much is this market going to crash? And we may have so many more questions, guys. And if you do, drop them again down below in the comments. I mean, it's fun to think and theorize about this stuff. We're probably just needing a lot more info from EA to truly understand how this is going to work. I mean, one nice thing about this is if you did that objective back during Team of the Year that gives the 90+ Foot Birthday pack this Friday for the start of Foot Birthday, we're all going to be able to try this out right away, not from safe packs, but from the guaranteed 90+ Foot Birthday pack that we will be getting. So drop your questions down below, but just the fact that EA is doing this is honestly wild to me. It's so wild. And this is going to be a learning experience for all of us because we have never seen this before. Now, once again, I do want to kind of take a look at the market because prices are dropping already. Team of the Year, Claudia Pina, went from 7 million coins yesterday down to 6 mil. She dropped 1 million coins on the market. And even think with this whole scenario about the Frankie de Jong, this is the reason why midfielder prices are dropping so much, because the SBC Foot Birthday cards, yeah, we'll get to put our own playstyle pluses on those as well, we believe. So you can customize the Frankie de Jong however you want to. That is an incredible opportunity. But that is one of the reasons why Seager went from 900K yesterday down to 700,000 coins, and Federico Valverde from 1.1 mil to 700K. Now, some of these cards have rebounded. You see, Valverde went from 724 up to 933 because this card's really rare. He's still kind of hype. He's brand new. He's got great playstyle pluses. Same thing with Seager. She went from 707. Now she's back up at 770. But this is partially because, the panic happens during the daytime, and at night, the cards kind of rebound back. I actually traded with a couple of Lauren James. I didn't make a ton of coins, but I bought her at 1 mil flat, sold at 1.08 3 different times. So I made like 20,000 coins a card right there, times 3. It's honest work, I guess you could say. But that's what I think you're going to see again today on the market. I think you're going to see more price drops as people get on the game today and they hear about this stuff, as we get more leaks about regular evolutions, more player SBCs, and how this whole concept is going to work. If it does seem as good as it kind of seems right now, where it seems unlimited, where you're going to just choose whatever FUT Birthday player you want and give them your own playstyle pluses, I think that is going to continue to make prices drop in the panic. Even before we think the prices would drop, after this whole concept with the Evos and people taking tradable cards and turning them untradeable, even before all that, I think there's going to be some more price drops in the next couple of days. So be very careful out there with cards. If you still have some, I would highly recommend selling. Same thing with the fantasies. Even though there's upgrades on the line here, guys, I'd be very, very careful with these. If you're going to trade with them, just make sure it's a quick flip and try not to hold on too long. Fantasy cards could end up being a really good investment if any of these players that haven't gotten their big upgrades yet. I'm talking big upgrades like the two playstyle base added to the card, or maybe they haven't got their +1 overall yet, and it's possible they could get there this weekend. Like, I think there's still investment opportunity for a lot of these players. I think you just have to be careful, and maybe we wait until this weekend to see how FUT Birthday actually impacts the market and how this concept actually works out before we say, okay, let's go invest in some FUT Birthday cards, or sorry, into some fantasy cards. One thing I forgot to mention with the fantasy upgrades from earlier, remember how on Saturday on the stream, we were looking at this Douglas Luiz. He got subbed off in the 60th minute, which you have to be in game 60 minutes to get a clean sheet. But actually, the time on the clock when he got subbed off was like 59 minutes and 30 seconds. And then Wolves scored in the 61st minute. Douglas Luiz did not receive a clean sheet for that game. So allegedly, I guess, EA is going with the Opta data that said he was subbed off previous to the 60th minute, so he did not get a clean sheet. I did want to point that out there, but I would think that Douglas Luiz, like, I know they play Chelsea and Manchester United next, but I think that's a card that still could get some upgrades. It's going to be tough for them now. That Wolves game was probably huge for him to get the upgrades. But anyways, that's just an example of a fantasy card that you could watch on the market. Couple more things I want to look at before we talk about today's content on Wednesday is a couple more leaks, not for stuff that's happening right away. This is a couple of days away. Actually, it's more than a week away still, because we have 1 week left in this current season. But the next season was leaked yesterday, and we are going to have 3 playstyle pluses in the season pass, including a 3 playstyle plus Rivaldo card. Here's the full list of the Japan and South Korea themed 2002 World Cup Season 6. We've got Lucio, R9, and Ronaldinho silver icons that are going to be incoming. In the premium pass, we've got Hyunmin Son, Casemiro, Nakamura. In the standard pass, Kim Min-jae, Kubo, and Ederson. And we've got Landon Donovan, Rivaldo, and Oliver Kahn as icons and heroes in this season pass. That Rivaldo allegedly, again, has 3 playstyle pluses. Oliver Kahn is a goalkeeper in the past. If he's got 2 playstyle pluses, again, you guys know me and my team. I've been using this goalkeeper all year long since I packed him in my pre-order pack. He is so good. And I think that's going to be a card from the season pass that not only is going to go into a lot of people's teams, but I think it actually might hurt prices on the market for goalkeepers. So this is an early shout to maybe get out on a couple of those, Van der Sar, other Oliver Kahn type cards. I'm sure he's already dropping right now, but just be careful with some of those higher priced goalkeepers, maybe even a Donnarumma. He still has, more playstyle pluses than all these goalkeepers, but just be careful with that one there because of the Oliver Kahn. That isn't coming. Again, you won't even be able to get Rivaldo and Oliver Kahn right away. Those are going to be later on at the end of the season pass in terms of how much SP it takes to get there. But the fact that they're in the season pass and we're going to move up to 3 playstyle plus players slowly but surely, I think. Maybe towards team of the season, we'll get more of those. But seeing another player dropped in the game with 3 playstyle pluses is definitely very interesting. And I do think that means we have to keep a close watch on team of the year prices, especially as Pina and some of the other cards started dropping yesterday. Now, let's talk about today. What are we getting in these last 2 days of the fantasy promo that's kind of interesting? Well, today we're getting a new team of the week, which includes Lionel Messi. So this does kind of confirm that the Rayon Messi, the French bronze left mid, is going to be a part of FUT Birthday, not Lionel Messi. Kimmich, Lukaku, Inigo Martinez, Damsgaard, Timber, Joao Gomez, McGoldrick's getting a team of the week. Igor Paichau. Absolutely loved his World Tour card. Still have that one in my club. He's very good. These are not official stats for team of the week, but these are the players that are in. So watch out for that today. And then, of course, on Wednesdays, we have a new campaign player pick just about every single week. This one's going to be expiring today. Last week, I think, was the first time these had Team of the Year honorable mentions inside of them. But as I said last week, and I'll say again, 85, 86, 87, too expensive for me right now, especially saving packs for FUT Birthday. But that should be a part of today's content on Wednesday, as should be a player SBC. I don't know what's going on with this Carlos Puyol, guys, because he's now been showing in-game on the little SBC menu for 2 days. Of course, we haven't gotten Anton or Kokju yet, but we haven't got Carlos Puyol either, and he's showing here. EA's acting like he's already been dropped in game. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on with that card there, but all three of those players technically are still left to be released as SBCs. And then, of course, it is more FPL action today for the fantasy FPL cards, like Ahmad's playing today, of course, for Man U. You got Mateus Nunez that's playing. Basically, every card that didn't play yesterday, besides Matisse Tell, has a game today for the FPL. And if you want to follow the scores, we'll be watching it in the stream today. It was super fun to watch Dewsbury Hall, Kirkez, Jimenez yesterday to try to follow and track where they were moving in the game and how many FPL points they had at a current time. So that's really fun, and I'm very curious to see how fast EA do upgrade those cards. But currently, what I'm going to do is get some gameplay in, get some packs stocked up and ready to go for a very interesting looking FUT Birthday. I still cannot believe that this tweet happened. 2.2 million views, by the way, just shows how much intrigue there is with this. This is just an absolutely crazy thing, man. Let me know in the comments how you guys are feeling about this. We're going to continue to watch the leaks and news and see what this whole no playstyle plus FUT Birthday team is going to look like as we get nearer to Friday with FUT Birthday and FC26. If you enjoyed this video, guys, drop a thumbs up on it. Comment down below if you have any questions. And, of course, subscribe if you're new. And I will see you in a stream today here on YouTube and on Twitch as well. It's been Nate, TheFutAccountant. Have a great day. Peace out.